Good day, everyone. I am here to give you an introduction about our assigned topic, which is the Module 7 Social, Ethical, and Legal Responsibilities in the Use of Technology Tools and Resources. This module composed of 4 lessons, and today we will discuss the lesson 3 and 4 that is all about intellectual property rights and media and information literacy. There are 4 objectives in this module. First is to understand the legal responsibilities of using technology tools and resources. Second is to utilize the types of media as the mass of communication. Third is to internalize the intellectual property rights of the owner in using the digital materials. And fourth is to appreciate the intellectual property that helps to create an environment in and foster environment protection. Next, we have the difficult terms that we encountered in the lessons. This part will be discussed by Miss Joyce Ann Bornia.
Unlocking difficult terms. Confidential indicates of something to be kept separately. Second, the relative, imitative of the work of another person. 3. Emergence, exposing something after being concealed. 4. Foster, encouraging something for its development or enhancement. 5th, infringement, violates the terms of the law. 6. Intangible, it can't be touched. 7. Intellect, it is the capacity of knowing. 8. Literacy, the ability to read and write. 9. Medium, an agency or means of doing something. 10. Spectrum, radio frequencies allocated to the mobile industry.
Thank you, Miss Bornia. Now let's start the discussion on Lesson 3. That is all about intellectual property rights and the development and use of digital materials. What is intellectual property? Intellectual property refers to the intangible creation of human mind accompanied with intelligence. It is a work or invention that is the result of creativity, such as manuscript or a design. It is a property is protected by law since it is arises from the human intellect. Examples of intellectual property are inventions, literary and artistic works, designs and symbols, names and images used in commerce. This intellectual property has its types, and that will be discussed by Miss Christine Valera.
So, let's move forward to the types of intellectual property. These are the copyright, patents, trademarks, industrial designs, geographical indications, and the trade secrets. So here is the copyright. Copyright. There is a copyright law that grants protection to creators' works. It gives exclusive rights in controlling works' reproduction, and it is a property right that can be sold or transferred, and it is created long before the emergence of Internet. And copyright lasts for 60 years, and it prevents distribution of idea and not an idea itself. There are works covered under copyrights. The first one is the artistic work. This means a painting, a sculpture, a drawing. It can also be an engraving or a photograph, or a work of architecture and any other work of artistic craftsmanship. The next one is the literary work. This includes computer programs, tables, and compilations, including computer databases. Then, the musical work. So, from the word itself, this means a work consisting of music, in any graphical notation of such work. The next is the dramatic work. This includes any piece of recitation, choreographic work, or entertainment in dumb show. Then the cinematography film, which means any work of visual recording. And the last one is the sound recording, which means a recording of sound. So let's proceed now to the 6 rights of copyright. So the first one is the right to copy, which means that if one creates something artistic that is fixed in some medium, only that person who holds the copyright may make a copy of the thing created. Then, the right to prepare derivative work. So, a derivative work is a movie made from a book or video game based on a popular movie. Then, the third one is the right to distribute copies. So, in the digital world, distributing copies would be posting material on the internet. And then the right to perform works publicly. So, when a play is performed for an audience, it is publicly performed. If a copyright holder allows a play to be performed by others, he or she is entitled to a royalty fee and control over how the work is performed. So the right of public performance of sound recording by means of digital audio transmission. So digital audio transmission means a transmission of a sound recording in whole or in part in a digital or other non-analog form. Then the last one is the right to display works publicly. So in an educational institute, if an instructor shows a copy of a painting in an art class, it is treated as fair use. In a distance learning course, if a painting placed on a website that is accessible to everybody in the world, making it a public display and not exclusively an educational display in a classroom, if the painting appears on a website that was designed for the class, it may be used if the website is protected, such a way as to allow access only to members of the class. So the copyright infringement. Copyright infringement is the use of copyright protected material without permission. It is a legal issue, which means a legal question which is the foundation of the case. It requires a court's decision since this is a civil crime and it involves work that is protected under copyright. Its context includes music, art, novels, movies, website, content, and etc. Then lastly, this is a civil crime. This is a civil crime because using copyright protected material without the permission of the copyright holder is considered as a theft or illegal duplication, which is an act that is punishable by law. Moreover, disputes regarding copyright infringement can be resolved through direct negotiation, sending a notice to take it down, or litigation in civil court. So, plagiarism. Plagiarism is using someone's work without proper credit. This is an ethical issue in which ethical issue is meant as an occasion where a moral standard is questioned. So, academics and researchers consider plagiarism as violation of ethics because it is unfair for a researcher to take credit for another person's intellectual property. So it is a form of stealing. And it involves copying of any work. And its context includes written work printed in electronic form and penalties not crime under law. So in academia, plagiarism is a serious matter. The penalty will typically depend on the seriousness of the issue. However, the best way to avoid plagiarism is by citing the sources correctly. Let's now learn the second type of intellectual property, which is the patents. So, a patent is an exclusive right granted for an invention, and it is a process that provides a new way of doing. It offers a new technical solution to a problem and provides protection to patent owners' invention. And protection is granted for a limited period. Bragging rights for companies demonstrating their innovativeness. So, a patent is important because it can help safeguard your innovation. It can protect any product, design, or process that meets certain specifications according to its originality, practicality, suitability, and utility. In most cases, a patent can protect an invention for up to 20 years. A patent can be three types. So, it can be a utility patent. So, utility patent are inventions that are normally thought of as machines. And the next one is the design patent. So, design patent is granted to design of functional thing. And the last one is the plant patent. So, a plant patent is granted on a new type of plant. So, trademarks. Trademarks is a sign or symbol that denotes a product. It legally differentiates a product or service. It may or may not be registered. Protection is usually granted for 10 years, and it is similar to trademark, a service mark. So, trademarks can be of various types. So, in other words, a trademark is an easily recognizable symbol, phrase, or word that denotes a specific product. It legally differentiates a product or service from all others of its kind and recognizes the source of company's ownership of the brand. This is important because trademarking grants startups security of their brand. By trademarking a company name, one makes its services and products distinctive in terms of their competitors, becoming their intellectual property. So, in doing so, it prevents rivals from copying or stealing their brand. So next is the industrial design. So it protects the visual design of an object, and it is concerned with three-dimensional features. So it is applied to a wide variety of products. It is an Indian Design Act 1911 to Act 2000. So it has 10 years term from the registration date, and period can be extended by 5 years. So, in other words, industrial design is a process of design applied to physical products that are to be manufactured by mass production. It can be influenced by factors as varied as materials production, processes, business strategy, and prevailing social, commercial, or aesthetic attitudes. Industrial design is important as it provides a more optimistic way of looking at the future by reframing problems as opportunities. It links innovation, technology, research, business, and customers to provide new value and competitive advantage across economic, social, and environmental spheres. Geographical indication. So, it is a sign used on goods having geographical origin, and it possesses qualities through the place of origin. It consists names of goods place of origin. It originates from a definite geographical territory. It usually includes the original place of goods, and it is used for a variety of agricultural products. So, in other words, a geographical indication or a GI is a sign used on products that have a specific geographical origin and possess qualities or a reputation that are due to that origin. So, the prime purpose of registering a geographical indication is to seek protection for specific products produced in a particular geographical region, which further encourages and motivates the marketers to expand their business at a global level. So the last one is the trade secret. So it is a confidential information concerning the commercial practices. It is commercially valuable because it is a secret, and it is protected if the information are still kept secretly. And trade secret is an advantage over competitors, and it is protection of information that have value. They are defined differently based on jurisdiction. So, in other words, a trade secret is any practice or process of a company that is generally not known outside of the company, and unlike a patent, a trade secret is not publicly known. So, one of the popular example of a trade secrets is the recipe for a Coca-Cola. So, till the recent times, I guess its formula is still not known. Trade secrets are an important component of a business that requires protection. So, it is important to take reasonable steps to keep trade secrets from being revealed and to keep them secret.
Thank you, Miss Valera. Now let us proceed to the government agencies. The agency of the government in charge of the implementation of the Intellectual Property Code is the Intellectual Property Office, which replaced the Bureau of Patents, Trademarks, and Technology Transfer. The Intellectual Property Office is divided into 6 bureaus, namely the Bureau of Patents, the Bureau of Trademarks, the Bureau of Legal Affairs, Documentation, Information and Technology Transfer Bureau, Management Information System and EDP Bureau, and the Administrative, Financial and Personnel Services Bureau. So the Intellectual Property Office of the Philippines, or IPOPHL, is the lead agency responsible for handling the registration and conflict resolution of intellectual property rights. It is created by virtue of the Republic Act No. 8293 or the Intellectual Property Code of the Philippines, which took effect on January 1, 1998 under the presidency of Fidel V. Ramos. So why is it important to protect the intellectual property rights? So your intellectual property rights are important because they can set your businesses apart from competitors, be sold or licensed providing an important revenue stream, offer customers something new and different, form an essential part of your marketing or branding, be used as security for loans, and protect your creation against infringement by others, example to stop others using, making, selling, or importing it without your permission. So the importance of intellectual property rights ends the discussion of lesson 3, and to further discuss the lesson 4, we have Ms. Bornia.
Good day, everyone. So now, let's continue discussing the lesson 4, the media and information literacy. Before I start discussing it, let me ask you a question. So for you, what is communication? I ask this because this lesson, it has a connection that I will be discussing later. So for me, communication is a process by which information is exchanged between the individuals through a common system of symbols, signs, or behaviors. So now let's go on to the topic, the media and information literacy. It is an essential competences that allow citizens to engage media and other information providers effectively and develop critical thinking. It is also to communicate information in creative and ethical way. Alam naman natin lahat kung ano ang media. It also enables individual to think critically about media. Develop lifelong learning skills to socialize and become active citizens. Allow individuals to engage media. Provide answers to the question that we ask ourselves at some point. So what is media? It is the plural form of medium, communication channels through which we disseminate news. Best medium of communication is something like communication outlets or tools used to store and deliver information. Refers to various means of communication, the main mass communication. So there are 5 types of media: the print media, the broadcast media, the film or cinema, video games, and new media. So what is print media? Print media is any written or pictorial form of communication. Print media is one of the oldest and basic forms of mass communication. So the best examples of the print media is the newspapers, magazines, and printed journals. So the next is broadcast media. It covers wide spectrum of different communication methods, such as television, radio, newspapers, and other materials supplied by the media. The next is the film or cinema. Develop skills in the analysis of film, so like television and new media texts, and understanding of the forces at work behind their production and consumption. Video games have gone from being derivative medium. It took its cues from other media such as books, films, and music to being a form of media that other types derive new media from. Video games have also interacted with older forms of media to change them and create new means of entertainment and interaction. So the last type of media is the new media. So it is the content organized and distributed. It is forms of media that are computational and rely on computers for this redistribution. The best example is the computer animation, computer games, and etc. So, the importance of media and information literacy. Heart of freedom of expression and information, because it enables citizens to understand the functions of the media and other information providers to critically evaluate their content and to make informed choices as users and producers of information and media content. And it is also important to have knowledge and education. It also helps students become wiser consumers of media, as well as responsible producers of their own media. And other importance of media is the foster skills that help people work together in the collaboration, because it encourages respectful discourse and builds citizenship skills. Provide information and communicate via social media. And the last importance is it helps people understand the message because that are being communicated by them.
Thank you for the information and ideas you've shared, Miss Bornia. So to end the discussion, let me share to you this quote from Sanju Hindaye, that guard your intellect like the most property you own. This simply means that we people should always protect the things that we've created against copyright infringement. We should protect the outcome of our intellectual skills and hard work, since it is our right to reap its benefits for us towards its extent. For it is said that without appropriate protection of our ideas and businesses, individuals would not reap the full benefits of our inventions. Therefore, protecting our intellect all the time will lead us towards better innovation and improvements. So, these are the reference of our topic. I hope that you learned a lot in our discussion and hoping that it will help you along the way. On the other hand, our group uses Canva in creating our PowerPoint presentation. Since we utilize this tool, we also want to share it to you and guide you on how to use it. So for further explanation, Canva is a free-to-use online graphical tool that combines design, photo editing, and layout to help teachers and students create beautifully finished projects. This application functions as an editor app that contains various forms of designs and templates that would surely make your presentation aesthetic. In short, the aim of this application is to help every one of us to create a presentation professionally. So Canva also has its benefits. Canva offers a variety of features due to which has gained popularity among millions of people. The benefits of using Canva are free design platform. Canva is a free to use and open for everyone. You can use it for creating compelling designs for social media, marketing campaigns, or projects. Next is no skills or experience required. You don't need any prior experience as a graphic designer to use Canva. With a variety of tools and layouts available, you can swap between fonts and images to create a professional design. Next is to ease of use with multiple templates. Canva has a library of different backgrounds, templates, images, fonts, stickers to ensure that you get the best results. You don't have to be a techie to use these features. In just a few clicks, you can create an engaging design with these tools. The only thing you need is to be creative. Well, that's all about the application tool that we use, and we also share it to you, hoping that it will help you in creating your presentation in the near future. Thank you and have a nice day ahead. God bless us all.